Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about memory address of objects in Java. So we can write a sample program first and we can have a dummy class, then we can have our main class, then we can have our main method static, and it will accept strings as strings of array as an argument. So in this main class we can create a object of home class. Okay, so let's create an object of home class equal to new home. Okay, first we will run this program and see the output. It will have some string at the rate, then some address. Okay, so object at line number 10, object is printing home. Okay, home is the class because we have created object of home class only in the main class. Okay, so first we will analyze this program line by line. At line number 2 we are just importing, and at line number 4 we are creating a class home. Okay, at line number 6 we have defined class main, and in this class we have our main method public static void main. At line number 8 we are creating object of home class, this home class, into the main class. So we are creating a object of home class, and at line number 10 we are printing this object. So this object will print home. Home is the main, home is the class of this object, then at the rate some reference address. Okay, reference address of this variable in the hexadecimal form. Let's run this program and see the output. So it is printing home. Home is the class, okay, of this object. Okay, and then it is printing at the rate and this value. This value is a hexadecimal value. This hexadecimal value is nothing but reference address of this object. Okay, because this object will be stored in the memory, and we are not saying that this is the memory address of object, this object. No, in Java we can't access the memory address directly. JVM takes care of memory addresses of objects and variables in the Java. That is why Java is secure programming language, because user can't access to the memory address of variables and objects directly. Okay, JVM take care of the memory address of objects and variables. So here this hexadecimal address is nothing but reference address of this object. So we can write reference address of this object. Okay, system.out.println object.hashcode. What will it will do? It will print the hash code of this object. Okay, some integer value will be printed, hash code of this object. Okay, it will give us direct integer value, and by printing the object itself will give us this hexadecimal value. Okay, this value, hash code value, and this hexadecimal value both pointing to the same reference, but here we have printed in hexadecimal form and here we have printed in the integer form. Let's run this program and see the output. See, this is a hexadecimal form and this is an integer value, and both value pointing to the same reference only. Okay, we can convert this value into hexadecimal form, and if we convert this value into hexadecimal form, it will be equivalent to this value only. Okay, let's convert this integer value into the hexadecimal form. Okay, we can write like this: convert hash code value into hexadecimal form. This integer value into the hexadecimal form. Integer dot to hex string object dot hash code. Okay, integer dot to hex string will convert this integer value into the hexadecimal form. Okay, let's run this program and see the output. See, this integer value, hash code integer value, is converted into the hexadecimal form, and this hexadecimal form value is equivalent to this value. Okay, so now we know this hash code and this hexadecimal form value both represent to same address, same reference address. So what happening in this program, we have created a home class, and we have our main class here, then we have our main method, then here we are creating object of home class, and here we are printing object. So it is printing class name, okay, home, and this hexadecimal value. So it is printing the reference address of this object. Okay, this object will have some reference address, so it is printing reference address of this object. It is not printing memory address of this object, because memory address of any object or variable are hidden in the Java programming language. That is why Java is more secure compared to other programming languages. And at line number 11 we are printing the hash code value of this object. So this integer value is printed. So both values are same. Both are pointing to the reference address of this object. But this value is into the integer form and this value into the hexadecimal form. So at line number 15, we are converting our hash code into the hexadecimal form. Okay, we have our hash code here, and we are converting this hash code integer value into the hexadecimal form. So this hexadecimal form is printed, and we can see this hexadecimal form value is equivalent to this hexadecimal. So in Java, we cannot find out the actual memory address of any object or given variable. So these things are just reference address of this object. Okay, so we can think this program like this. We have our home. Okay, we have home in the Mumbai city. Okay, then we have our object. Object is just a piece of paper. Okay, blank paper, blank paper, and we are printing this object. So these reference values to the object are are, are the values written on this paper. Okay, hexadecimal value is written on the blank paper. So if we found blank paper anywhere on the street, and we can see this address of the, okay, and this address is a reference to the object. So we can follow this address and we can go to the object. Okay, we can go to the object. Object is nothing but instance of house only. So we can, this way we can go to the house. Okay, so object is blank paper, and the hexadecimal address on the blank paper is the value of value. Okay, and what is this value? Value is address of home. Okay, this hexadecimal value is address of home. This is not memory address, this is reference address to home. Okay, we don't have memory address in the Java. This is reference address to home. Suppose we were walking on the street and we find a paper. Okay, we find a paper object, and this address is written on the paper. So using this address we can go to the home. Suppose if I create a new object like home obj2 equal to new home, I'm just printing the object 2. So at line number 9 I have created a new object, object 2, and I'm at line number 11 I'm just printing the new object. Okay, object 2. Let's run this program and see the output. Or let me put semicolon here. Let's run this program and see the output. See, this is the different address. Okay, this address and this address are different because object 2 is also a blank paper. Okay, blank paper, and this will have address to the home only, but this object, this blank paper, will have different reference address. Even if we use this different path, even then also we can reach to the home. Okay, So we have created object of this home class. So object is just nothing but blank paper. So it will hold some value. What it will hold? It will hold reference address. Reference address of this object, and using this reference address we can reach to home. And here we have created a new object, object 2, and object 2 is nothing but blank paper, and some reference address is written on the object to blank paper also. Using this reference address we will go from a different path, but eventually we will reach to our home only. Okay, so in Java we can't find out actual memory address of any variable or object, but we can find out the reference address of any variable or object. And and yeah, using this reference of object, we can achieve whatever functionality we want to achieve, but we will not be able to find memory address of any object or variable directly.